submarine. Captain Finch was carrying important cargo, a locked strong box containing secret treaty papers between two European countries. Everything seemed to be alright, but the captain was uneasy. Suddenly, the lookout shouted out, "Captain, here's something." Captain Finch immediately scanned the ocean. There he saw the small periscope breaking the surface of the water, a spy submarine. He alerted his crew at once. Within 5 minutes, his sensors sounded an alarm. The submarine had launched a torpedo. If it hit the ship, they would surely sink. Captain Finch immediately changed direction and narrowly missed the torpedo. But the danger had not passed. Within moments, the submarine had changed direction and launched the second torpedo. Immediately, the captain turned the wheel again, steering the ship away. At the same time, he launched the hidden torpedoes from his own ship. For a moment, everything was still. Then suddenly, there was a huge explosion underwater. They had hit the spy submarine and were now safe. Air raid. During the Second World War, Jane worked at the local radio station. One day, Jane had just entered the radio station when her boss ran up to her in agitation. "The enemy is going to conduct air raids. We must warn the people." Jane nodded and immediately started a broadcast. Then she ran home and helped her neighbors to the nearest bomb shelter. The shelter was dark but secure. The people sat inside, tense and waiting. Suddenly, there was an ominous quiet, followed by an earth-shaking boom. The air raid had started. However, thanks to the broadcast, everyone was safe and sound. Some buildings were damaged, but the people were cheerful and made the most of a hard situation. For months, the people dreaded the sound of the siren that warned them of air raids. Yet, they never gave up hope, and they continued to support their country. It was their spirit that won the war. The race. Steve was the best race car driver around. One day a man came up to him and said, "I could make you a rich man. You just have to lose one round of this race." The man wanted him to cheat and help trick the race. Steve ordered the man to leave at once. He then forgot all about it and made his way to the car. Minutes later, the race started. Midway through, Steve realized that someone had tampered with his car. The fuel line seemed to have been cut because the car was losing oil at a very fast rate. Because of the dripping oil, his tires started to skid. But Steve's experience and control saved him. He guided the car at a steady pace, winning the race. Immediately afterwards, Steve got his car checked, and sure enough, the fuel line was slashed. Steve got the suspicious man arrested and always double-checked his car himself from then on. The duel. John the Marquis of Gerwin had just found out that his cousin Bertram was a spy against their country. If the king's soldiers found out, not only would Bertram be hanged for treason, but the family name would also be ruined. He tried to talk to Bertram and convince him to stop his dangerous dealings, but he would not listen. John had no choice. He challenged Bertram to a duel. They met in a meadow outside London. The cousins were equally skilled swordsmen, and neither seemed to give an inch to the opponent. Finally, John managed to slash Bertram's arm. Blood dripped down his sleeve, but he did not give up. On and on they fought, till at last Bertram fell. He was severely wounded and would take months to recover. John said sadly, "Well, cousin, you can't be a spy when you are ill, and you can't be tried for treason either." He had saved his family's honor.
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, subscribe to Sahil Book House.